Hey, Voxel Pro back here with a continuation of my rant from before. Yeah, we was talking about, crossing paths with like a celebrity, in response to, the whole actors and actresses and stuff like that not taking selfies. And I said, yeah, they have a right to do that. In short, that's what I said. Okay? And don't hold any blame for them for making that decision either. Deciding that either. So where was I? So I was continuing down the path of like, okay, like let's say somehow I was in this, like I said, Nina Dobrev is an attractive lady, okay? And like let's say somehow, like, I don't know, I don't think she wants to date anybody that's like my age. Not saying that she wouldn't. I'm just saying I don't think she would like to. But let's say somehow, some way, the what you call it, for kicks and giggles, okay? Let's say that this situation happened, like we were somehow came across each other in the same vicinity, okay? I promise you, I don't think I would recognize her. I don't think I would recognize her because, like, women look bigger on the, like, like, they, not bigger, just like, bigger's not the right word. I mean, more prolific, they look more prolific on like, movies and TV shows, and then that throws you off a bit because you used to seeing them in one format and now you're seeing them in real life, and that throws you back a bit. And now it's like, I remember one time I went to a baseball game and I mean, I saw Ken Griffey Jr., I think. But like we wasn't like, it wasn't like within speaking distance or whatever. It was like we was like, I don't know. But it wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested, not because I had any disdain for him, because I don't have any disdain for him. It's just that that's not my, like, baseball, sports ain't my cup of tea, I think I had won some tickets to, I think in school, like one year I had got some tickets to a Cincinnati's Reds games, and I had, I had got them by like doing something in school, and so I got my ticket, and and I took my dad with me. Well, he took me with him, but I had the tickets because I got the tickets. But anyway, the thing is that it wasn't my cup of tea. I just thought, he likes that team, so we would just go together, So, I don't know. It's not that I had any disdain for Ken Griffey Jr. I don't. It's just that I'm not a sports person, and I'm not a big fan of sports. But I thought the tickets were gonna go to waste, and so yeah, but didn't want that to happen. So might as well use them, right? So like I said, I didn't have the opportunity to meet him. It's just that we were close enough to where, you know, he could have passed the ball to us, and like, what was I gonna do? Like, freak out? Like, no, because I'm like, I can see him in real time. I thought this feeling, you know, when most people talk about, you know, them freaking out over celebrities, that they would, you know, that this feeling would like rush over them, and it just didn't. And that's not trying to insult him. It's just, I think that speaks more to my personality than anything. But going back to my analogy, okay? Let's say me and Nina Dobrev, you know, was somehow in the same vicinity. Somehow I came across her and didn't recognize her. But I'm not the type of person that will start hitting on people. I can't do that. I'm not versed in that. You know, I'm not versed in that skill. I'm not trying to be versed in the skill. I'm not saying that I want the skill. I'm just saying that I'm not good at it. But mainly because I haven't done it. So you know, listen, I just don't think this is gonna go, like, she's used to, like, as an actress, you know, she's more used to outgoing people, probably outgoing people. For any person for any actor that says that they're shy, you know, for any actor that says that they're shy, right, and they're in movies and TV shows, I don't fully believe them. Here's why. Because it's like saying this. It's like the difference between having normal people problems and rich people problems. Normal people problems is like you can't fill your gas up or something, or you can't pay an electric bill or some type of bill, credit card, water, you know, mortgage, or whatever the case may be. Rich people problem is like, you know, I can't afford to buy this $20 million yacht, and I have to small size it down to $15 million yacht. That's a rich people problem. One is like, oh, well, I wanted the house with the indoor basketball hoop, or basketball court, theater, locker room, bowling alley and stuff, and they had to small scale it down to just the theater and the gymnasium. You know, rich people problems. Also, which is kind of like the same thing as like smart people problems when you when you think about it. Okay, in short, smart people problems are like this in relation to normal people problems. You know, it's the difference between normal people freaking out over like a C, D, or F, where smart people will freak out over a A minus or a B plus, you know, because they're in that like AP calculus or some stupid like that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult them. I wasn't in that, you know, I didn't mean to be hostile, but that's, you know, it just came out of my mouth and I kind of didn't hold it back. So but I mean, and that's my point. So continuing down the analogy, so I would come across her, I'd be like, hey, or something. She says hi to me. Now, I don't realize who she is yet because, you know, I'm used to seeing her on screen, and there's no way that somebody who looks like that said hi to me. You know, it just doesn't happen, right? It just doesn't happen. And but maybe because I look like, I don't know, I probably got the resting B face but for men, but they just call that scowling or a stern look. And it's not that I do it on purpose, I probably just can't help it. And you know, and after she says hi, I gotta admit, my art of conversation skills lacks there, is a little bit lost on me. I don't know how certain socially awkward people, you know, end up getting married, because it's like they have to both be equal level of socially awkward, or find something that they have a common interest in to where they can be both socially awkward about that. And then I guess social awkward, but then again, how do you define social awkwardness? Because is it what you are and compared to like everybody else that you're associating with? Because if you talk about a perceived nerd thing to somebody who doesn't like to talk about perceived nerd things, then you're probably gonna be in a rut in a conversation, or look like, you know, somebody that in their mind is less than desirable. I'm just saying, it has to be like a relation factor. Because if you got in a group with the people who are like-minded as you, then the social awkwardness goes away, and then you just have normal conversation. But the art of, you know, that art eludes me. I'm sorry. I'm just not built for that. You know, I'm a straight shooter. You know, I don't want to say this. I don't want this to come off as saying that I believe that I'm stupid. But hear me when I say this. I believe that I'm simple-minded. And what I mean by that is I can like simplify anything. Like if I'm like relating to another person, I can pretty much simplify what I need to say. If I ain't got nothing to say to you, then I'm probably just not gonna talk. And that's not nothing against you. That's has everything to do with how I think. You know, I remember when I was like younger, like in elementary school and middle school, and even some parts of high school, to where it's like, well, why don't you talk? Because I ain't got nothing to say. Like, I don't got a dog in this race. You know? I don't know what y'all talking about. When y'all talk about sports and junk like that, which is what most guys was talking about, it just don't go over well. The art is lost on me. I'm sorry. The art is lost on me. It just is. I can't do it. I've never been able to do it. You know, there's people that I feel like I like in terms of like an amicable like situation, and even that's a stretch for me, unless I'm talking like somebody like I'm real close friends with, and then there's like no holds barred like type of like talking, and they're in an area that I'm familiar with in terms of topic, and I know that's how conversations go, but I'm saying I'm so less versed on what traditional conversational topics are that really have no interest in my mind, that it's hard for me to now feign that interest, I could ask you how, you know what the best thing for me is? Just meet somebody who talks like more than I do, but not infinitely more. Cause then that's another side of the conversation too. Because like, I don't want you to talk too much, but I don't want you to talk too little either. Like, you gotta talk more than me, because if we both ain't talking, this is gonna lead to some trouble. I'm just saying. Sure, I can rant for days because, because this is what comes out of my brain, and I don't expect a response. It's almost like all rhetorical. This is almost like a solo sport, like golf. Sure, you're competing against people, but in the end, the little things that you do, it's not like a direct competition in the way that basketball is a direct competition, or the way that soccer and football and all these other things are direct competitions. Like, you know what I mean? Now, I played sports when I was younger, but so I understand the basics, but I just don't understand, like, I'm just not into it when it doesn't concern me. So, like, you know, I hear people, I can pick up things from overhearing conversations and being in the vicinity of a conversation that's take place, and I can pick up the information then, but that's not to say I'm well versed in those things. There was a time where I used to watch basketball. I just don't anymore. I mean, I'll catch a game here and there, but, you know, it's not like there's favorite teams or anything like that. So, I don't know. So, you know, but my thing is, I don't think it's going to work out with Nina Dobrev. I don't think that the moral of the story is, I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out. I would like for it to, but, you know, at the end of the day, she's an actress. You know, I'm here where I am, and she's older than me. I'm younger than her. Not to say that she's too old for me, just saying that I'm younger. There's different life experiences. I haven't been through all those life experiences. I mean traditional life experience, like nothing like, scandalous or anything like that. Not scandalous ain't the right word that I wanted to use, but like, I guess more mature type thing. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about, bills. I haven't gone through that yet. Like, the closest I came to paying the bill is paying, like, my student fees. That's it. I know it makes me look bad. I get it. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's too far. That's too far. It just wouldn't happen. Now, let's say something happened to where, I enter this Jimmy Fallon, Nicole Kidman situation. I believe what happened to him was exactly what would happen to me. No, I don't think I'm that dense. I take that back. Real quick. I don't think I'm that dense. I know I'm not that dense. I mean, shoot, I know I'm not that dense. And believe me, I like Jimmy Fallon. I really do. But you blew it. You blew it. Yeah. You blew it. I feel bad. But you know what? Sometimes things happen for a reason. Without, if it wasn't for that, he wouldn't meet his wife that he loves now. He wouldn't have the children that he has now. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe it's for the best. Just saying. You never know. But I guess the moral of the story is that, yeah, the art of conversation ain't my strong suit. I guess that's the moral of the story. It just ain't. Even with people that I know, even with people that, oh, how's work? This is how a conversation with me would go. How's work? It's good, I guess. Good. No problems? Well, just the normal. These, well, it's work. There's always some type of work-related issue, that everybody has, It's what it is. See, when I come home, I don't want to talk about work. I get that's supposed to be a relational thing. You know what? I'll talk about work if something like exciting happened at work, or something interesting, or something funny happened. But other than that, if it was uneventful, like I think people be blowing their days out of proportion, their work days out of proportion, because I don't believe nobody's work is that interesting, like 24/7. You know, especially considering that they don't work 24/7. Now, people might have extended hours to make it seem like they work 24/7, but at the end of the day, they only work like maybe 4 to like a half a day. You know, no, a third to a half a day. 8 hours. You know, some people work 12 hours, so you know, that's kind of what I was getting at. So, yeah, the art of conversation. I don't know. But you know what? But you know, going back to the thing, because I'm thinking about it now, because there's something that I left out. The reason why, first of all, if it did happen and we somehow entered like this state of like where we both like coexisted in the same vicinity for like a couple of hours and like hung out, and it wasn't necessarily a date or whatever, let's rewind back to the beginning and say, I don't think I'm that type of person that would go after, like we would have to like talk first and hang out. I'm not just gonna talk to you out of nowhere. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, I'm not comfortable saying, hey, how are you? Because after that, I'm standing in the middle of, you know, nowhere, and they just like blindside you. It's like, I wouldn't want that to happen to me. You know how much that would freak me out if I was them? No, not even if I was them. I'm still me. That seemed kind of uncomfortable. I understand that if that happens, you know, oh, hey, how, like, you know, like, it's one thing, you know, if you're entering work and they say, oh, hey, how are you? And that's just exchanging pleasantries right there. But like a random stranger who like ends up walking up to me, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good, fine. Where did you come from? You just like Nightcrawler here. You know, you just vooshed into like, just like vooshed next to me. You just somehow vooshed next to me, and it's unsettling is what it is. And then it's like, you got to play this attraction game because, you know, it's, you know, I'll give you the perfect example. It's like Vince Vaughn. It's like Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers. You know, that where he was talking about this, and he put it so perfectly. Whoever wrote that part, I don't, if he was improvising or if, you know, the script writer, whoever it was, if they wrote that, whoever did that, that was genius. Okay? Because that reflects my exact sentiments of what I'm talking about. He says, he goes into this thing and he's like, oh, I can set, you know, this lady comes into his office and, you know, with the sleeping bag because he's about to have a sleepover with Owen Wilson's character, which I think that's too old to be having a sleepover at like somebody's house, you know. If you're two grown men, I don't know, maybe depends on the context, I don't know, but it definitely in their case it seemed like too old. So what happened was, he's like, this lady walked into the office and he was like, I can set you up with my friend, what's his face? And then Vince Vaughn just gives this exasperated sigh. He's just like, he's like, forgive me, Janice, if I don't seem too eager to jump into this forced, awkward, intimate situation that they like to call dating. I don't like the feel of it. I'm sitting there, I'm wondering, do I have food on my face? Am I eating? Am I talking too much? Are they talking enough? Am I interested? Should I act like I'm interested even though I'm not that interested, but I think she might be interested, but now I'm not that interested, but I think I'm starting to get interested, but now she's not that interested, so now all of a sudden I'm starting to get interested, however he put it, you know? And then at the end of the night, it's like, well, good night. And then you got to do like the butt out hug, to where you hug but the butt sticks out, or do you go in right in and kiss her right on the lips? Or do you not kiss her at all? You know? And then all the meanwhile, you just... I'm not going to say that last part because I don't, that one's a little bit too, But that part reflects exactly like my, like, anxiety over that. Anxiety is a strong word. It's not like a legitimate anxiety, but my colloquial anxiety over dating. Like, I'm just saying. That is my, like, I'm sorry. Unless I feel comfortable with you, like, I would have to, like, work with somebody. And then, like, because we're forced in a situation to where we're in the same vicinity, we would have to, like, talk and, like, like, share, like, work-related stuff. Because I'm not just gonna talk to you out of, out of the blue about something because I'm not versed in that. I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. I think one of my friends was telling me how to do it one time and just say, hey, how you doing? And he was trying to tell me this. And I'm like, that's great, but where do I go afterwards? I remember this one time in high school where I was trying to talk to this girl who looked close to like Christina Applegate. And like, in my opinion, she looked like close to that. Okay? And so I tried like a little bit, but then I panicked, and then I started getting like how you drop a pebble in the pond and you see like the ripple effects. Well, that's exactly what was happening to my vision after I said hi. I couldn't get the next words out. I couldn't do it. It was too nerve-wracking. It just, don't laugh at me. I still feel like, but the next few times, like couple of times that I tried to talk to like a lady, it was like, it went better, and I didn't feel like throwing up as much. Not that I felt like throwing up, but I was in a state to where I feel like I was discombobulated, it just wasn't great. None of those ended up well. But anyway, I think that is gonna cut it all for today. Let me know if you guys want more horror stories about my experiences with women. I'm just gonna give you a plot twist. There are none, I'm just gonna give you that plot twist right now. But some stories besides the pebble and the rock one, the pebble and the pond one where I was getting the vision. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. This is this is good. This is good, isn't it? If you guys are out there listening, if you're not listening, that's even more great, because guess what? I don't get made fun of in the comments unless like I'm successful. You know what? This is a win-win idea for me. Because if like this gets popular, subscribers go up and comments go up and I get you guys' feedback, and then, but if nobody watches it, I get to keep the secrets to myself. It's a win-win. I love the idea. Oh, Jack. It's just a great idea. Anyway, thank you guys for listening again. This is almost therapeutic in a way. I think you guys should listen to it if you want to listen to it. I think you guys should subscribe if you honestly want to subscribe. I never try to force that down your throat. I want you to, but I'm not going to force it down your throat. So, yeah. Thank you guys again for the third time listening, and I will see you all later.